Let's start off by setting the scene with a common scenario. You have been tasked with deploying Zscaler Private Access to SafeMarch Corp for their secure application access needs. The product has been evaluated, a deal was agreed on, and the decision to implement ZPA has been made. After attending initial calls between you and the sales team, you learn about who SafeMarch Corp is, what problems Zscaler is going to solve, and have received information learned from the proof of value testing and an architectural workshop, including that they are currently using ZIA and have deployed the Zscaler Client Connector. Now it's time to meet with SafeMarch Corp for the kickoff of the deployment. Deploying ZPA often requires a rethinking of how you approach application access. It provides granular segmentation, which is a very powerful difference from VPNs. This impacts design considerations, including where devices are located, what types of rules are needed, and what users will need to gain access. When planning a ZPA design, it's first important to recognize the primary steps in deploying ZPA. Together, we'll explore each of these steps in more detail, diving into recommended approaches and considerations when designing and deploying the product. First, all users must be authenticated in order to use ZPA, so we want to start here. Our next components to configure will be the Zscaler Client Connector, which is used to forward traffic from the device to the Zscaler Cloud, and the App Connector, which is used to forward traffic to the destination application. Now that authentication and connectivity have been established, the next step is to configure the applications that will be accessed through ZPA, as well as the access policies that will enforce who can access the applications. Last, we'll take a look at the Log Streaming Service, or LSS, which can be used to forward ZPA log traffic to a customer's log collection system, such as a SIEM. The combination of these steps helps deliver a successful ZPA deployment. It is also important to understand the objects and object groups that need to be configured in the ZPA portal for a functioning ZPA deployment. You should already be familiar with each object group, and their relationships, but let's take a look at a diagram that visually maps all of this out. We start on the application side by identifying applications when creating the application segment. The application segment is assigned to a single segment group. The relationship is many to one. Next, on the connector side, we begin by creating app connectors. When app connectors are deployed, each app connector is assigned to a connector group by means of using the provisioning key for that group. The relationship is many to one. Server groups are folders that can be empty for auto server discovery or can be associated with specific servers. These server groups, when being configured, need to be attached to at least one connector group. Each server group can be connected to multiple connector groups. Likewise, connector groups can be attached to multiple server groups. The relationship is many to many. When an application segment is created, one of the configuration options that needs to be filled out is the server groups through which the application segment is going to be available. An application segment can attach to multiple server groups. Likewise, server groups can be attached to multiple application segments. The relationship is many to many. As we can see, we have relationships established between applications, application segment, segment groups, app connectors, connectors, servers, and server groups. But how is all this tied together? Good question. A policy is either explicitly or implicitly associated with either a combination of application segment or segments and/or segment group or groups. This diagram can be downloaded for your reference after the video.